Roundtable. My name is Jason Card. I'll be hosting today. I like to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. I like to know your name, what division you're going to be working for, or what you're currently working for, and I like to know how you heard about us. It kind of helps me and Tyler figure out, what's working on advertising and what's not working. So, you want to start?
My name is Daniel Mitchell. I'm going to Blackwell Refrigerated.
Okay.
I heard about the job through Indeed.
Indeed. Great. And are you experienced, or
Yes.
how long have you been driving for?
About 8 years.
8 years? Where'd you just come from?
JB Hunt.
JB Hunt. Okay, great. Well, thank you. And
Douglas had a friend that was driving with Blackwell. He told me about the company and I came over.
who's that?
His name was Michael. He quit about 3 weeks ago.
Michael Owens?
Pafroff, I believe his last name was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on. And so you'll be doing what with us?
I'll be doing glass division, Fresno.
Okay, great. Well, welcome. Hi.
Hi, I'm Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
I'll be working at Blackwell Reefer. I heard about you guys on Indeed, and I'm a student driver.
Student driver. What school did you go
Washington Trucking School.
to? Okay, great. So you were part of last week's orientation?
Yeah.
I wasn't here last week, so I didn't get a chance to meet you. So nice to meet you. And so you're in Earl's backing class right now?
I just graduated.
How'd it go?
It went okay.
Yeah?
I got to keep working it.
Yeah?
Keep practicing.
Did you learn a lot from them?
Yeah,
Was it helpful?
yeah, absolutely.
Good. Why did you choose us?
Indeed.
I just we're the first
Yeah,
person.
and, I had a couple yeses, and I looked at the different companies, and based on your website and talking to the recruiter, this just seemed like the best of all my options.
Good. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Keith Lepper, Blackwell dedicated weed water. Been doing for these guys about 5 years, just shy of 5 years. Been doing 27 years. I actually had a friend that used to be here when it was Cross Creek back in the day. I was working for another company when after my accident in 2017, I came to work here towards the end of 2018. I got my license back.
All right. Well, thank you. You guys want to pipe in, or you piped in 1,000 times? And all right. Well, like I said, my name's Jason. For those of you that I haven't met yet, I'm the VP of Driver Relations. Okay. I've been with the company going on 20 years. I've worked in a lot of different departments here. I started off in the permit department, oversized, overweight permit department. I did dispatch for a little bit, recruiting, driver services. Actually, technically, my first job was picking up trash off the ground when I was a teenager. My dad made me work in the summers and had me come out here and had to do a 50-yard radius around the building and pick up cigarette butts. So if I see anybody throwing their cigarette butts on the ground, I take it personally. So. Yeah, so I've done a lot. So if you have any questions, I'm definitely somebody you can ask. If I don't know the answer, I can probably figure out who to send you to. A couple things that I want to go over today. Number one, I want to talk about TransFlow. So I know you guys are brand new, but you have the apps downloaded on your phones already, and you know how to use them already from experience, I assume. TransFlow is really important. Okay, TransFlow is how you get paid. And how that works is every time you deliver a load and you get your bill of lading, if you don't get that turned into us for us to get paid, we can't pay you. So you got to make sure you get that paperwork turned in as soon as you get unloaded, okay? The quicker the better, otherwise, you may miss cutoff or it'll just take too long for us to process. So get it in there as soon as possible. We like to see it within 24 hours. Do you have any issues with your TransFlow, Keith? Pretty simple process.
It's been working pretty good. Everything's so easy. They got it broke down into different categories, so you know where everywhere the thing needs to go.
Yeah, so
Super
just
simple.
Yeah, just make sure you get the paperwork, scan it in, get it sent in to us right away, and that'll make sure you don't have any hiccups with your pay, okay? Because we want to make sure that you get everything that's owed to you. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was e-logs. So all of you know the importance of certifying your logs, correct? Wendy, I know you're still kind of new to it, but do you understand the certification portion of your e-logs? Yeah, when you're doing your
Yeah,
logs.
he's-
Yeah.
I understand the importance of it.
Okay. So you got to make sure you do it. So if you certify your logs before midnight of the same day, it's going to make you redo it the next day. So it's always best that you certify your logs prior to starting your day the next day. So you got to make sure you certify your logs every day, okay? Because if you get pulled in and you don't have your days certified, you can get a violation for that. And that's one of the biggest problems that we've been having lately is violations with certification. So you just got to make sure that you're certifying your logs every day, okay?
Yeah, that's why you have one for that truck you would move. I tell us for certify everything, then I can move on to the next step.
Yeah,
I just do it over and over, so it's repetitive and I remember.
we found out part of the problem that we were having is guys were like ending their day and then certifying them for that day. But then the next day when they woke up and was getting ready to work, that certification disappears or gets removed. So you just got to make sure you certify before you start your day for the previous day, okay? And then I think if we all start doing that, we'll see less violations and that'll help our CSA score, okay? It's not that, it's intentionally being done or we're doing anything really wrong. It's just those little minor details that we're missing. So we just got to make sure we stay on top of that, okay?
Same thing that the signature used to represent on the bottom.
Right. So, what was it, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when we were on paper logs? So when we did everything by paper, you have to sign it, and the certification on the computer is basically what the signature is. So any questions on that? No? Okay. We're really trying to push to have good CSA scores. CSA's scores are really important for a company when it comes to working with our customers. They can look at our scores, but also it's for you drivers too, because the higher our score is, the more likely you're going to get pulled into a scale, which eats at your time, and we don't want that either. So if we all work together, get our scores down, then we'll get more green lights going through the scales, okay? And that's really ultimately what we want to do. So any questions on CSA or inspections or anything like that? No? Okay. I know every year it seems like something new's coming out in the trucking industry, and it's just another thing that we got to learn. So we're really going to start working on further education in the company. I know you guys learned a lot in orientation and during training, but we're going to start a continuing education process where you're going to start learning things outside of orientation. So like the first 6 months you're in the truck, we're going to continue to provide you guys with more information as things go. Because you're starting out with a brand new company. Every company's different. We all have our different policies, our different rules. So we want you to be confident. We want to make sure that you're successful with us. So we're going to start this new process for guys that are new, that we're going to continue the education outside of training and orientation, okay? So if you see things come across in the near future, that's what it's for, okay? The only last update I really had is I have some unfortunate news. We have a driver. He's been with us a really long time, 25 years. I consider him a brother. Unfortunately, his wife passed away last night, and he's in a hard place. And we really want to do what we can to help our friends and our family. So we put a GoFundMe account up on our Facebook page. And I don't expect everyone to help in the financial way, but if you could share it, show your support, it'd be much appreciated. It's hard for anybody to deal with in these times. So
Yeah, a lot of people helped me when my roommate passed with COVID when I first started working here. And then since he passed, I live out of the truck. I used to have a place to go to weekend. We game together. We went from doing healthy to within a few weeks of getting sick, he was gone. It hit quick and fast.
yeah, it's tough. He goes by Big John. He's one of those guys where when he walks in the room, he just fills the whole room full of energy and happiness, and he's just always got a smile on his face. Like I said, he's been here a long time. He's a glass hauler for us. So, if you can, be appreciated. If not, we understand. And maybe you could just share it on your page. But I just wanted to get that out there. And then as far as that goes, is there any questions or comments that I can answer? Any concerns so far? Has this been a positive experience for everybody? Okay.
The Infinity training,
Yes.
do we get an email that reminds us that that's come out each month, or do we just need to go ourselves?
You should be getting an
Yeah,
email reminder.
they'll send you an email, let you know, just get in there and load it up, and it goes, you usually out to midnight on the first, it's already there waiting for you to do it.
Yeah, and if you don't get an email, check your junk mail, or you can call driver services and they can see maybe we missed you in there, but you should be getting one. Okay. The Affinities are just monthly safety. Well, it's not just safety, but they're monthly lessons for every driver to do. It's a quick, usually 4 or 5 minute video with a few questions at the end. It's pretty easy. But it's just, again, further that education and keep everybody in the loop. So,
And it is mandatory.
and it is mandatory, yes. But good question, thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Well, that's really all I have for you. I didn't have any other topics going, but if you guys ever need anything, just so you know, we do have open door policy. My office is in the Career Center. That's that first building on the left when you first drive in. If you need anything, feel free to come talk to us. Our recruiters are in there. You can talk. All managers have open door. So if you ever need to talk to anybody, just come visit. Okay.
If you guys wanna get shirt, hats, stuff, hoodies, stuff like that, same area where he's at, but in the front area, talk to Bianca, and they got a whole room upstairs, you just find what you want, and then break it down, there's whole.
Yeah, our
You can do a payroll deduction, it's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
just bought like 5 hats from them.
company store in the Career Center. Thanks, Keith. All right. Yeah. Another question?
One of the things that I was hoping to hear more about last week, but we didn't, was CDL legal.
Okay.
Is that something you can?
Yeah,
speak
absolutely.
to?
Of course.
And so my biggest question is, do we sign up for that privately, or do we do it through the company?
So you sign it up yourself.
Okay.
So those billboards or those posters on the back will have the webpage on there. You just go to the webpage, you put in your information that it asks for, and it will bill directly through your payroll. So we will get a notification, and it'll happen automatically, but you got to set forth the process.
Okay.
And it is highly recommended that you use it. They do great work. So if you get something that's going to affect your license, they have a very high success rate of removing that.
Yeah, they've
Yes.
helped me a couple of times get out of tickets, no point. It's on there, but I have no point to go against my record because of it.
Yeah, you may end up having to pay the fine of the ticket, but the important thing is you don't want those points on your license. So, and that's what they do a good job of, is reducing or removing. So, yeah. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all. Sorry for the short roundtable, but small class. So.